So in the community of Bobov, which is a Hasidic community, on Purim, they would always have a very large keg of beer for everyone to drink, their l'chaim, Isram. And so one year there was a particularly very big chassid who kept going towards the keg of beer and pushing everyone out of the sides to get to the beer, to get one drink after the other. So the Rabbi was quietly watching this for a while until he felt he couldn't stop back from doing something. And so he pulled him back and he said, I think that's enough. Let other people have a drink. And he said, but Rabbi, I haven't gotten drunk yet, and I have to fulfill the mitzvah of ad lo yada, of getting drunk until I can't tell the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. Little ones, put your hands on your head. And so the Rebbe replied, what, you think you can only get drunk on beer? Try getting drunk on loving your neighbor instead, on V'ahavta l'recha kamocha. So right, there's different ways of getting inebriated on Purim. And so why should we do it in the first place? Why is this commandment to drink on Purim? And why? The whole point of Purim seems to be to know the difference between, not to not know the difference between Mordechai and Haman. And so one of the aspects of Purim is that it's a day we're supposed to transcend all the opposites of the world, just completely get beyond all of it, light and darkness, even good and bad, all the boundaries that we all have. Like what's all the masks about? What's about all those masks that we put on, all of us, throughout our lives? So there's one day where you take off all your masks and you see the world as we read in the Megillah, just one big play. We all have our roles, we have our entrances, our exits, we all have our parts. And so, why do people drink in general when they drink a lot? One major reason is to get away from the brokenness of the world and all their own troubles and sufferings in their lives. And so we need a day to get away from our world, the masks, the brokenness, the roles we all have to play. And one day even to say, even those people that we consider to be not praiseworthy, even them, we don't extol and suddenly say, I want to become like them. But we say, even them, they're lost souls, casualties of, as we say, falling from the Garden of Eden, of lack of closeness to their true selves of God, of trying to be as we all are, every single one of us, sensitive beings in a difficult world. As a teacher of mine once said, we're not physical beings having spiritual experiences, we're spiritual beings having physical experiences. Right? One day, because the rest of the year we can't live in that place. It's too lofty. We have to just be in the world. So we choose to make one day, and we can find that place by walking around in the days, or we can find that place by opening our hearts and minds in a different way. So we also have this tradition on Purim where you give as much charity as anybody demands of you. You just give completely open-handed. You just don't even think for a second, is this person not deserving or not, or this or that. And there is this tradition on Purim, especially in the very Orthodox communities. Those who have the means, it just pours out of them. You don't think, you just stick out, those who stick out their hands, you have to give. And we try to be so inebriated with love of our fellows, love of humanity, love of God, love of the whole universe. And therefore that one day you forget all your usual concerns. You just live from that place, the place we wish we could always live all the time. And that's why the Talmud says, Yom Kippur is like Purim, Kippurim, Yom Kippur, Kippurim. That's the other day of transcendence. Even now, one only begins to touch on Purim. And so as we come to the end of Purim, these last few minutes, as we go into Shabbat, to bring a little bit of that beautiful consciousness into Shabbat, into our lives with us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.